Time now for news from the left. Nancy Pelosi slowly losing her marbles, as we know. Here she is talking about indictment number 3 for Trump. How many ridiculous claims can you pack into one soundbite? Here it is.
While he was undermining the rule of law, he was also undermining a pillar of our democracy. Part of the First Amendment to the Constitution, freedom of the press. When he became president, we said he's the president, we want him to succeed. We're on a path that is not a good one for our democracy. So let's not spend too much time on them. Let's spend time on the greatness of Joe Biden's administration and what he's done for the country.
Oh, my God. Rule of law, the first thing she said. By the way, here's Pelosi's home district in San Francisco. We can show you just some video of that and the chaos that you see there every day. There's absolutely no rule of law whatsoever. It's the last thing that anybody in her party cares about. She also said she wanted Trump to succeed when he first came into office. They were really there for him, and they really were. All they did was try to cripple that administration in every possible way, and Nancy Pelosi was right there at the helm. And then freedom of the press. They love freedom of the press. What does freedom of the press mean to a Democrat? It means, well, we love the media companies that support us, and we condemn everyone else. They actually think that we are brain dead. She packed them all into one soundbite. Pretty good. Up next, Democrat Party not paying much of a price for their big lie, or one of their big lies, that they were going to erase student loan debt, which they knew would never happen. Recent poll conducted by the Generation Lab obtained by Axios, 783 college students asked who they blame for their loans not being forgiven. Nearly half blame the Supreme Court, nearly 40% blame Republicans, only 10% blame Joe Biden, the man who told them this lie to get elected, and only 5% blame the Democrat Party as a whole that's been spinning this lie for years and years and years to try and keep the younger voters and the people just out of college engaged. Pretty easy to see why the left lies so much. They get away with it. For anyone holding student loan debt the last few years who blew their money on travel and partying when they thought it was going to be forgiven, just know this. They knew the whole time that your debt was not going to be erased. They baited you to vote for them, and you fell for it. Your anger is clearly misdirected. And now Bloomberg reporting that some students are just refusing to pay the loans back. Writing, for some, ignoring the return of payments after a 3-year pause is a matter of survival and principles. You didn't have to pay for 3 years. You thought it was going away. Oh, now you got to start paying your bills again, I think in October. Up next, yesterday's show, we showed you the leader of South Africa's far-left opposition party calling for murdering white farmers at a huge event. Here was Julius Malema over the weekend.
Shoot to kill. Kamaza. Kill the poor. The farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer.
Boer means a white farmer. That's what they're called. Well, for journalists over at the New York Times who vilify white people for pretty much anything that even resembles racial, suddenly they're much less sensitive on this topic. An article defending that rhetoric, kill the white farmers, writing right-wing commenters like myself claim that an old anti-apartheid chant is a call to anti-white violence, but historians and left-wing politicians who embrace it say it should not be taken literally. Kill the white people, they scream in a stadium full of people. A video clip of that moment shot across the internet was seized upon by some Americans on the far right, according to the New York Times, who said it was a call to violence. Can you imagine taking the New York Times seriously? Can you imagine? The Times left out one of the worst stories we've seen all week. That the day after that rhetoric, a white farmer in South Africa was tortured and murdered by a group of 4 men. His wife was left in critical condition. Miraculously, she is expected to survive. A terrible story, but it's no big deal, according to the New York Times. You can run around screaming at a political event, kill everybody. That's fine.